Scott was totally right. Sports cars and AMG, that's exactly my thing. And I'm sitting here in an SLS AMG, which we know for its iconic gull wings. But what happens if you remove the gull wings and even the roof? Will this car still be an icon? Well, we're here in Frankfurt to find out. If you ever thought that the SLS AMG is very special just because of the gull wings, well, think again, because this version here has no roof, no gull wings, and it actually has what one term normal doors, but it's not normal, and it's definitely something extremely special. Sitting in the SLS AMG Roadster, at first, is a very familiar feeling. The cockpit is pretty much the same, and well, it's lovely as always. The carbon fiber trim, my favorite, but then you start to notice some small differences. First of all, you got the big button to take down the top. That is the quickest roof I've ever seen. 12 seconds. When AMG comes out with a new car, especially one that is as beautiful and agile as the SLS AMG Roadster, they obviously put a lot of thought into it. Now, I'm not going to bother my head. I'm not going to ask someone who knows much more about it. Tobias, tell me a little bit about this car. It doesn't have a roof. Is it still a sports car, or is it a soft roadster?
No, it's not a soft roadster. It's a true sports car, and I think we are in the segment of performance and super sport cars. The super sports car in that performance segment with that roadster. Without any roof, it's still a car. And the good thing at that car is you have the same, nearly the same numbers in Hockenheim or Nordschleife than we have with the Cube.
So one could say, so for an amateur driver or a regular driver, it's not discernible at all.
No, it isn't. But the thing is, SLS is a car who's very easy to drive, and you are very fast to drive the car fast.
Okay.
If you are a normal driver. And the same thing is with the Roadster. You are very fast with the car. It's very safe to drive without ESP or ESP Sport, but just do that on the racetrack.
I know the SLS AMG is always associated with the gull wing doors, and in all fairness, these doors make this car such an icon. But when you remove them, it still remains an icon and an utterly beautiful car. Look at this line. Even without the roof, it looks perfect. It looks as if this car was always designed as a roadster. This little camel hump in the back where the roof is hidden actually adds to the line. And in all fairness, just have a look at it and bask in its beauty, because it is and will remain an icon with or without doors. The SLS AMG Roadster is not the only convertible that Mercedes has come out with here at the IAA in Frankfurt. I'm standing right next to an SLK, a car that I drove extensively in Tenerife. With 306 horsepower and a V6, it was adequately motorized. But, so why am I talking about it? Well, AMG has come out with a version, and let's have a look at that. This one packs a little bit more punch. How much power does it have?
Compared to the previous car, it's 420 horsepower. Newton-meter of torque is 560, so it's for SLK driver who prefer that car. It's a new dimension.
Although everyone at AMG seems to be a petrol head, and I know Tobias, you are.
Of course.
He doesn't say much, but he is, I can assure you of that. Nevertheless, AMG really also cares about the environment, because this car has a very special feature.
Yeah, the fuel consumption was dramatically reduced as well compared with the previous car. We're talking about 8.4 liter in the European driving cycle, which means for a 420 horsepower engine that's best of bench what is available on the market, there is a cylinder cutoff system in that car, and you drive in low load when you have less pedal. Yeah? Then you drive with a 4-cylinder engine, and if you push the pedal, it runs up to the 8-cylinder, and you have all the torque and all the horsepower available.
The most revealing side of an AMG is, of course, the back side. Not only the hallmark of every AMG car, the double exhaust pipes, but also this spoiler lip and the diffuser on this much more muscular rear. What distinguishes the AMG version from the standard is very obvious, and it's definitely not the SLK 55 AMG sign up front, but it's the additional air intakes. A V8 needs more air. And you can see it on the front. It's more muscular, it's more aggressive. And that's the way I like it. Last but not least, the biggest beast, the C63 AMG Black Series Coupe. Now, Tobias, is this car insane?
Yeah, that's our news, baby.
517 horsepower, if I remember right?
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Well, I know that Jeremy Clarkson of Top Gear loves the old CLK 63. He said it's the car that is insane and most fun to drive. Do you think he would opt for this one instead?
He will love it.
So that was my take on the IAA 2011 in Frankfurt. And I was thoroughly impressed by the new AMG models like the SLS AMG Roadster, the SLK 55, and of course the C63 Black Series. And I'm really dying to drive all of them. But also, the future I think is really secure in the hands of Mercedes-Benz, because if you look right behind me, Mercedes already has some great stuff in petto. So, I believe the future belongs to the cars with the stars.